They found that for every 6 pounds of fat a person was losing on these drugs, they were losing 4 pounds of fat-free mass or lean mass. So 40% of the weight they were losing on these drugs is coming from lean mass, including muscle and bone. So there are now case reports of young, healthy women who are overweight, who go on the drug for some period of time, and after they get diagnosed with osteoporosis, where they have eroded their bone health, they're losing lean mass.
I mean, yes, this is true, very true, but this is true for the demographic of the people that are taking this. So most of the demographic of people taking Ozempic is actually women who are probably the worst case demographic of people who should be taking it to a certain degree. They are taking it for the wrong reasons. They are taking it to lose 5 to 10 pounds. They are taking it because they're essentially lazy and they don't want to do the work, and they just want to take something that's going to eradicate their hunger. They'll be able to lose weight back to those skinny model days. However, there's a big part of this that they are missing. And this is what a lot of people don't tell you about Ozempic and other GLP-1 agonists, is because they want to scaremonger you into it. GLP-1 agonist is a great drug. It has been doing a fantastic job for years with type 2 diabetics and diabetic as a medication, and in terms of a win situation for most people who are severely overweight, the potential downfalls, the potential negatives of Ozempic, of a GLP-1 agonist, compared to the massive benefits that someone who's weighing in 300 to 400 pounds, who's going to lose 200 to 250 pounds to bring their body fat levels and their weight down from the equivalent of a pork scratching to a healthy, fairly healthy individual, the negative ramifications of potential GLP-1 agonists completely does not outweigh the health benefits that they would achieve from that. So that's just one case. And going back to the case of the 45, 50, 55-year-old housewife who wants to take it to lose 10 pounds before beach season or bikini season. This is the demographic, unfortunately, that's most popular in terms of the people wanting to use Ozempic. Now, does Ozempic make you lose lean body mass and affect bone density? Yes, it does, but only if you let it. If you follow a few simple, strategic lifestyle, nutritional, and training protocols whilst taking Ozempic, what it will do is to essentially drown out the food noise. So there's times where people will essentially just pick and essentially overeat because they are having an abundance of calories and they are not losing weight. It is essentially a massive appetite suppressant. So if people find when they are taking Ozempic, when a GLP-1 agonist, Mounjaro, or whatever type of, they're all the same, it's just a different brand name, they find that the food noise starts to lower and they stop thinking about food, which in one case is a bad thing because the housewife, the demographic that we're talking about, the ones that do lose lean body mass, lose muscle, and affect bone density, just don't eat. It completely eradicates their hunger and they probably take over the dosage. So they are eradicating their hunger and they are not eating. What does that lead to? What does that yield? Massive micro and macronutrient deficiency. Effective starvation mode. What happens in the starvation camps? People get incredibly skinny, but they lose body fat and they lose a lot of lean muscle. It is effectively controlled starvation. But studies have shown, and also a DEXA scan clinic that I partake in London has results of men and women who have taken their DEXA scan before and after an 8 or a 12 or even a 6-month cycle of a GLP-1 agonist like Ozempic, and have shown 0 muscle loss and 0 bone density loss. Why? Because they followed the strict protocols of good nutrition whilst taking an appetite suppressant, like making sure they're getting enough protein, at least 0.5 grams per pound of body weight, but ideally around about 0.6 to 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein, and ensuring that they are getting enough micronutrients and macronutrients in, making sure they still have a relative calorie goal, or if not a calorie goal, making sure they are eating at least 2 to 3 meals a day, prioritizing protein, prioritizing calories. The goal of Ozempic and any GLP-1 agonist is not to make you into starvation mode. It's not to make you literally not eat. It is there to control the times and the level of consistency people find it hard to achieve when they are maintaining a calorie deficit to lose weight. That is it. So Ozempic, Mounjaro, all these GLP-1 agonists are not the devil. They are a great drug for the very overweight, but also the people who want to lose weight and benefit their health, but have tried everything out there and have failed. This is definitely an avenue that they could pursue. However, they need to be very clinical with the right nutrition, the right lifestyle, the right support, the right accountability, the right structure, so they understand not only whilst they are taking it, what to eat, when to eat, what macros, what micronutrients to take, what supplementations to take, and also making sure you are resistance training throughout the whole process, but also what to do after. What to do after when you stop taking these GLP-1 agonists and the hunger returns. Because the majority of people at that point, if they stop taking the drug, will just go back like any other crash diet and put a whole bunch of weight back, put all the weight back, and potentially even more. Because effectively what it is, you have been in a controlled starvation mode where your appetite has been severely decreased and you haven't been thinking about food. But once you come off that medication, the appetite will come back and you will have to have a good lifestyle nutrition protocol to make sure you are adhering to the right level of calories and the right level of nutrition to enable you to maintain that new lower weight. Otherwise, you're just gonna put a whole bunch of weight back on, you're gonna feel depressed, you're gonna feel shit, you're gonna feel like you failed once again, just like any other crash diet. So please, just make sure you listen to me in these protocols. GLP-1 agonists are a great drug. I am very bullish on them. However, only if taken under guidance and only if taken by the right demographic and ensuring you are getting your protein in, getting your food in, and also resistance training. Make sure you follow me. Any questions in the comments. Speak to you later. For now, you're welcome.